Hey, how we doing? I'm Andy, this is Spiders. Thanks for coming back. Today we're going to have a look at another recent egg sac that I've had, which was the Psalmopeus irminia, the Venezuelan Suntiger. Now you might remember when I showed all my breeding projects off back in, I think it was August, wasn't it? This male, or the male that I used, had come from Leah from Unusual Pets. He's actually still doing all right. He's up there, still doing strong up there, like. But anyway, I paired them up and I found the egg sac. Let me just bear with me a second. I found this egg sac on the 6th of October. So I had a look and it worked out that the 30 days was bonfire night. So I left it a couple of extra days and I decided to pull this sac because the enclosure that she's in is like a plastic tub and it's got quite big air holes in, and I thought about leaving the sac in there and letting them hatch out with the mother, but I was a bit worried that they'd escape through the air holes, so I decided to pull the sac. So anyway, it got to 32 days and I decided to pull it, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So I'll let you see what went on and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers. So yeah, here we have the enclosure. And you can see those air holes on the side. Like I said, they're probably a little bit big to be leaving any slings running around, with the risk of them escaping. So what I did is I just gently pulled this cork back and you can see it just down the bottom. Now, I soon realised the problem I was actually going to have was there keeping that cork back so that I could get down into the back and actually managed to pull this sac out, like. So what I did is I brought in one of my trusty little pieces of plastic that I use. Now at this point I decided that it might be best to bring in my other piece of plastic that I use as a cover over the top, and as you'll see now, I'm quite glad I did. So you'll see I'm just grabbing the sac now, and you'll notice that the mother, she actually runs up the tongs past that egg sac. So I'm pretty sure that she would have probably came up those tongs and had my hand if I hadn't have done something to protect myself. So I'm glad that I thought ahead. But as you'll see here, she wasn't very keen in regard to the idea of giving it up. So she stole that one back. And now you can see at this point she'd got rather unhappy. I think she knew what was going on, and yeah, to say she was pissed off would probably be an understatement if I'm honest. So yeah, this is me going in for the second time, and as you'll see again, she really doesn't want to give this sac up. She's got a good grip on it there, and you can see so much so that she actually pulls it out of the tongs and back down into the enclosure again. So what I actually did is I got my second pair of tongs, and you can see here I'm just gently tapping her feet to try and get her to basically let go of this egg sac before it tears and it opens inside the enclosure anyway. And there we are, third time's a charm. So I gotta admit, when I first held this sac I was a little bit worried, if I'm honest, because it felt half full, half empty, if you know what I mean. I know it sounds daft, it seemed like there was a lot of air inside it, so I was a bit doubtful as to how things might turn out, if I'm totally honest. But as you'll see over the next few seconds, it turns out that there was nothing to be worried about at all. So yeah, there we have it, some nice healthy looking eggs with legs there. You can see they've all got really fat abdomens on them, so they all look pretty good. And you may notice that on a few of them, the legs appear to be darkening, which is quite a good sign, so that tells me that hopefully that they'll be molting out to that first stage slings pretty soon. So yeah, now time to get these emptied into an incubator pot. Now, at this point I still haven't counted how many nymphs there were, but you'll see there is quite a few. As I said, this egg sac turned out to be a hell of a lot better than I initially thought. And as I empty them out here, you'll see just from the inside of the sac, it's actually a pretty clean egg sac as well. It turned out there was one bad egg in there that hadn't quite developed. And there you'll be able to see in those couple of slings on the floor there or in the pot, and their legs have darkened, and there we have that nice clean egg sac, which is pretty good. So yeah, what was nice was that with the problems I've had with other egg sacs this year and them being a bit dry and slings being stuck together, it was really nice to actually get a good result here where pretty much everyone, apart from that one bad egg, everyone looks pretty good. So hopefully these should all develop pretty well. You can see there's one that's already molted to first stage sling, so that's a good sign. So yeah, like I say, that's pretty cool. There was one bad egg in there which I've taken out, but other than that, everything else seems absolutely spot on. Well, it was absolutely spot on. Now, like I said, I pulled these, I think it was the 7th of November that I pulled this egg sac, and you might notice, as I mentioned, some of them, the legs, these eggs were legs, some of the legs had darkened a little bit. Well, when I went to check on them the next day, this is what I found. Yeah, so pretty much all of them had molted out to the next stage, to the first stage spiderlings, which was pretty cool. But then what happened was I left it a couple of days and I went to check on them again. And I'll show you the footage of this in just a second. Like I said, the spiders were doing all right. But what I didn't realise was where I'd tied a knot in the old pair of tights at the bottom, the tail, I'd cut it, but I hadn't cut it quite long enough and it was sitting in the water. So it was actually soaking up the moisture, or soaking up the water, and the slings were quite wet, so I've changed them into a different pot. So I'm going to show you them a little bit just before I change them over, which will be when they're in like the beigey coloured tights or in the lighter coloured thing, and then I'll show you a little bit of footage of them afterwards when I'd put them into the other tub, which has got like a black lining on it. So I'll see you in a sec. So yeah, the Psalmopeus, irminia, Venezuelan Suntiger egg sac, all seems to be going pretty well so far. Like I say, I've put them now, hopefully they've dried out all right after what went on with that incubator pot like. So yeah, like I say, I'll be splitting these with Leah from Unusual Pets, and again a massive thanks to her for passing the mail on to me to use to get this pairing done and get this egg sac. And as things go, I will keep you updated on the progress, and obviously when these things are ready to go, I will let people know. I've got a feeling I'll probably be giving a few of these away with various things going on towards Christmas and giveaways and stuff that people are doing, so yeah, keep an eye out for them. But yeah, that's me done. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. You know, if you're not subscribed and you fancy it, everything's downstairs. Give it all a tap, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers. Ta-da.